Self-respect is the fruit of discipline. Dignity grows with the ability to say no to oneself. Hey, how's it going? Thanks for joining me for another episode of Bitcoin and Coffee. I'll be your host, Eugene Forrest. So what are we looking at today with these crazy cryptocurrency markets? Well, let me step over here and see if I can do one of those screen share things. All right, here we go. Looking at the market cap. What do we got? Well, we got $263 billion. I mean, hey, I can't complain about things. I mean, I've been in the space long enough. I know that there's a lot of volatility in cryptocurrency. I see that we've been holding between the 250 and $300 billion mark. So, I mean, unless we drop below that, I'm not even going to start trying to sweat it or anything like that. Trading volume looks about the same. I'm still real happy with that BTC dominance. I mean, we're at 48.3%. You know, I mean, we had seen a lot lower. It's been slowly climbing. We've been maintaining right now. Yes, we've been having some problems. Bitcoin price isn't over $8,000 like it was a few days ago. But, I mean, it kind of means the whole market's dropping together. Maybe we're still looking at some of that inflation from last year. Or, I mean, I don't know. You can never tell with this stuff, right? But let's see. What do we got going on? Well, we got Bitcoin coming in at $7,410. That's down 2%. I mean, not the most awesomest considering that it looks like we've been sliding backwards for the last couple of days. But, hey, we're still over 7. We're not looking at 6. Things could always be worse, right? All right, what do we got here? Well, we got Ethereum coming in at $413. Looks like some sideways action there with only a 0.02% gain. I mean, hey, at least they're keeping that value on the other side of 400. I know everybody wants to see 500 and beyond, back to those $1,000 highs. You know, we'll talk about all this price stuff in a little bit here and what I think and, you know, all of that good stuff, I guess. What do we got going on here with X Rapid coming in at 43.8 cents? That's a 1.28% gain. I mean, hey, a better gain than a loss, right? Especially when we got Bitcoin Cash here sliding backwards about 4.2%. Look at that, 717. I think it's kind of funny how Bitcoin Cash and Ethos keep staying, you know, see that 717 and then there's 712 for Ethos. That's a 1.5% gain. I mean, I'm glad it's staying over that $700 mark. You know, that stuff's been quite volatile and sliding backwards pretty heavily, it seems like, considering that it was seeing, what, $12 and $18 highs at the peak. Let's see what else we got here. Well, we got Stellar coming in at 1/4 and 0.4. I mean, that's down 5.2%. Ouch. That's a little bit more than the standard day trading. Litecoin, $75.93. That's almost 0.75% backwards. I mean, that's not too big of a deal. You know, I'd like to see that back up to the $100. I'm sure a lot of you guys would too. What do we got here? Well, we got Cardano coming in at 13.1 cents. That's down 1.09%. Not the biggest deal there ever. Let's get down here and take a look at my Steam and Steam back dollars, see what we got going on with this. All right, Steam coming in at $1.21. That's back only 1/3% there. Not too bad. I mean, it could be doing a lot worse. As you can see here, some of these reds are a little bigger. Look at Icon down 9%, Digibyte down 7.7%. I know a lot of people hopped on the train there with that one recently again, because it's the second time around I've seen that one pumping. You know, hey, maybe the fact that it does keep pumping means that there's a little something behind that community and it'll grow. I don't know. All right, let's see what else we got going on here. Got to type in that Steam back dollar, use it for our metrics of these altcoins. And boom, $1.09. Not too bad. That's telling me that these altcoins aren't inflated that bad. That's 1.8% gain. I mean, it's not really any big deal there. What I'm seeing, though, is that it's $1 in tax. Probably California tax and not Florida tax, but still $1 in tax, where it's, you know, where we like to consider the bottom at if you're using this as any sort of a metrics. But of course, technical analysis all relies on what has been and the prediction of what will be. That's not necessarily the way this cryptocurrency market works, because, hey, it's a lot of speculation, right? All right, let me stop this screen share and get back out there in front of the camera for you guys and see what we got going on. Ooh, they're getting loud out there today. Hey guys, how's it going? I'm real glad you guys could get out here again with me this morning for a cup of coffee. You know what else I got going on this morning that's really awesome? Boom. We got Samantha out here hanging out in the chat today.
Good morning, everyone.
So please go ahead and pile up those questions, comments, whatever you want to say, even those wonderful good morning statements that you like to make.
Oh,
Samantha's holding me up. What's up,
oh,
Sammy?
wait, no, it's Vention. He was saying that he couldn't hear you, but oh, he said that he hit mute, I guess. So okay. I think everybody else could hear you. It was the screen share. They were saying, like, it was Vention saying he couldn't hear you, but I mean, he said
technical difficulties on his end. Not a problem, buddy. We'll hold up the show for a moment. Make sure it's all working well for everybody. Definitely don't want to sit out here and start ranting about that magical internet money that I'm so passionate about. If nobody can hear me, that'd make it even worse, right?
Oh, we have Gene Baker here saying good morning.
Hey,
we have Stephen McCoy say good morning from Arkansas.
Is that a new one?
He's been here a few times. He's not here every day, but yes.
Thanks for coming out, my man. Sam, would you mind making him a cup of coffee? How would you like it? 2 creams, 2 sugars? I know, you're not my servant. I just like to make jokes. I'll make you the cup of coffee.
Supposedly I make good coffee. I don't know.
Make good coffee. I love it. I drink it all day. All right. So what do we got going on here with the news? Well, all right. Let's see. What do we got? We got a couple different little pieces, but where do you want to start off today, Sam? We're going to start off with the news I don't really consider all that important, the news I'm a little bit more concerned about, or the news I find humorous.
Oh, let's go funny, I guess.
Let's go funny?
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys can all guess what this one is. Bill Clinton. I mean, those Clintons, I mean, oh, man, I don't want to say that somebody should, you know, drag them out in the street and hit them with a rock or anything like that. But those people, they've done the Americans here, you know. I mean, they're money grabbers. Who knows about her and all that Russian stuff and everything else that's going on? You know that they can be bought for a price. But we're looking at they're going to be speaking at a next rapid event here. And, of course, they don't do nothing without getting paid. Amounts not disclosed at this moment, but it could be looking as much as $500,000 to get Bill Clinton out there. This is just because they're centralized. This is just because they got a marketing department. This is just because the founders holding, you know, billions of dollars in Ripple pretty much, that they're able to pay for this. And it's just a publicity stunt to get a big name attached to their cryptocurrency, to try to get more of that news out there in front of people's face. Because like they say, no news is bad news. So I guess they're assuming the news of being paired with Bill Clinton is going to help them in any way. I mean, personally, this just goes to show how much more with the bank than the devious people that I definitely don't want to be associated with. I mean, if all of a sudden, you know, Bill Clinton started talking good about Ethereum, I'd go sell it as soon as I freaking could. All right, let's see what else we got going on. Well, this one I thought it kind of have some long-term effects. We see that Sony's filing patent after patent after patent out there. It looks like they're starting to build up to something. And from the looks of these patents and what they're filing, it looks like they're going to be trying to make some cryptocurrency miner. You know that they wouldn't be getting into it unless there was going to be some longevity in this cryptocurrency stuff, and they thought that they could produce these miners at a profit. I mean, it's one of those indicators that I'm kind of using this morning to show me that cryptocurrency is definitely going into the future. This stuff is not going to be stopped. It's not going to be changing anytime soon, right? I mean, they're such a big company, right? They know what's going on with the inside of this tech stuff. So maybe they could produce a good miner. Maybe it'll work out well. We all know how Bitcoin mining is really hard to be profitable at. Now you need all these algorithm-specific integrated circuit machines that are costing thousands of dollars. And you got to have these massive 220 hookups and everything like that to run and power these things. And then you're going to have to find a way to cool them and deal with the humming and all this other stuff. Even though we did hear that there's now a TV that has a Bitcoin miner built into it. I mean, things are just, you know, the future is knocking on the door sometimes, it seems like. Just are we going to open it up and let it in? All right, Sam, what do we got going on in the chat over there?
Rick Strick made it. He said he was driving.
Hey, buddy.
We have... hold on, he went up. Tech Lords is saying breaking... world's biggest stock exchange operator is launching Bitcoin market.
Nice.
Yeah, so I don't know, but yeah. Sorry, guys, I just sneezed a whole bunch, so now I'm all snotty. I know.
All right, what else do we got going on this morning? Well, we got the SBI. They went and bought this Clear Market. It's a company that's based out west here in the United States. They went ahead and paid about $9 billion, or billion. I wish those people wish. $9 million for the company. Whether or not it was a good deal or not, I don't know. Those numbers are so big that it sends my head into a spin a bit. But what are they looking to do? What's happening here? What's going on? Well, once again, this is another company that's out there. They're looking to get those major accredited investors, hedge fund, all that kind of stuff. They're looking to build a special platform that is geared towards the institutional investor. They're saying as much as 50% of cash trades can take place in Japan or have been taking place in Japan. And they're saying that this would be a nice place for them to start. When it comes to this kind of stuff, yes, I think we do need, we need ETFs and accredited investors and banks and all this stuff because they're the ones with the money, right? And we need this money to go into the crypto. We need the fiat money to go into the cryptocurrency system to get the price up, so that we could actually cash out a little bit of this cryptocurrency for those gains that we've been looking for to try to make our life better. But once again, I'm going to keep drilling the same thing out here, that the future of cryptocurrency lies in the adoption and ability of the Lightning Network to progress and become exactly what we all are hoping it's going to become, which is instantaneous payments from peer-to-peer, peer-to-merchant, with pretty much no fees or very minimal fees. It's developing. It's happening. It may be a little slow going in your opinion, but hey, as far as I'm concerned, I think it's happening fairly quickly. We're looking at less than a year. I know that all good things take time. I don't know if that's just because I'm a little bit of a farmer out here and I've seen those crops grow here and there. Nothing happens overnight. If you want something beautiful, you got to cultivate it. All right, let's see what else have I got going on here. Well, all right, this is the other one. I hate things like this because it ends up leading me to believe stuff that there's going to be manipulation in the market. But we're looking at BitMEX. They went ahead, they got Ethereum and USD pairings. Ooh, itch on my shoulder, itch on my shoulder. Mosquito. All right. All right. So we got those Ethereum USD pairings over there. Hey, that's great. A lot of people complain about the fact that the only way to get into all these other altcoins is through Bitcoin, and that's what was propping up the Bitcoin price. Well, here's another thing that's going to take that, controversy off the table. They got Bitcoin and Ethereum futures and all of that there, so you can long and short, cryptocurrency, but now they're going to be offering 50 times the leveraging. We haven't seen a lot of news about this in a while. We used to a ways back, especially when it come to China and China exchanges when they were trading heavily over there. I mean, they were having 100x leveraging and this and that. So what that means is that whatever money you put in, you can multiply it by 100 on the platform. But if the price, moves up and down more than what you've invested, they'll go ahead and close your position. It gives people with not a lot of money or people with a lot of money, a lot more money to be able to try to sway and manipulate the market. I mean, they're not going to sway and manipulate the entire market everywhere, but they could do a little damage at some of these exchanges. You just got to be careful. I guess it offers arbitrage for some people, but I try to steer clear of this stuff. I would never leverage anything. I definitely want to keep all my cryptocurrency in my pocket. But, I mean, there are those traders out there that are doing all the things that they're doing to move and shake and go ahead and make those dollar bills so they can pay for their families and get those Lambos or something. So what do we got going on over there in the chat today? We got anybody hanging out with questions, thoughts, comments?
Well, Stephen Bakoya said that Bitcoin Ben is going to be in Florida this weekend to visit somebody. So
I'll have to hit him up on Twitter right after this. I actually haven't spoken much to him after the 200 wonderful followers that came over and joined this channel. I do appreciate it. I'm still real happy when I look at that number and see it over the 2,000 and definitely over the 2,100 mark. Big plus in my book. Love this community. Love that it's still continuing to grow. My Twitter has been blowing up lately too. I think I went from 5 something. I'm up around 933 or something like that. Wow. I mean, a lot of people are starting to try to message me through the Twitter. Go right ahead. I mean, you want to message me through the Twitter, I'm checking that. I just always use the email because it's great because it jingles on my cell phone, which is usually in my pocket. I got Wi-Fi that covers most of my property here. So as I'm out here feeding my birds and doing what I do, pick up the phone, voice chat you back, let you know what's going on, give you some answers to your questions. Because as always, the main reason that I'm out here is for my free help desk. It's EugeneForrest20@gmail.com. I think that's the best service I can provide to you guys out there in the cryptocurrency space to help further adoption And the further we get adoption going, the better the price will be, the more stable it'll all be. So
we have Gene Baker saying CBOE BTC ETF to be approved, like question mark. So yeah.
My opinion on this, personal opinion, is that it's probably going to get delayed. We're probably not going to see much of a decision out of this until the beginning of 2019. You know how government is with red tape. I know a lot of people are getting, hyped up because now we're in August. What's today, the 3rd, Samantha?
Yeah, today is the 3rd.
Yeah. And I mean, if it's the 10th or the 16th and all of that, I think that we might, when it gets delayed, I think we're probably going to see a little bit more of a correction in this price. Not that I'm here for financial advice, not that I'm here trying to help, fudge you out or say what the price actually will be. But, there's a lot of people. You can see it. You can see the sentiment that a lot of people are hoping for ETFs and all this good stuff, thinking that it's going to pump the price up and they're going to make $1 million, go out and buy houses and cars and all this good stuff. I mean, when you get price and increase from things like that, I mean, it becomes very speculative. When it doesn't happen, the price slides back down. A lot of people like to buy the rumor and sell the news here in the cryptocurrency space. So could be part of the reason why we're seeing the price slump backwards right now is that people are starting to realize that we might not see a decision as soon as we're going to, and they got to take profits, or they got to be able to take some of their Bitcoin back out because they can't keep holding it out there in the way that they are.
Stephen McCoy is asking, are we fans of Litecoin?
Of course. Litecoin is one of the original ones out here. As the old sayings go, they're the silver to our gold. They're a great test net. I do believe that someday, fingers crossed and all, that Bitcoin is going to be so expensive that you're not going to go out and pay for a loaf of bread or a gallon of milk, or buy your wife a nice dinner. With Bitcoin, you're probably going to have to be using. I see these altcoins. They're here. I think there's over 1,700 of them now. I mean, I just think that Litecoin is one of the better ones. Time tested, time proven. Those things are always big pluses in my book. These new cryptocurrencies, like I was saying yesterday, they weren't made for us. The government's gotten in. They've sprinkled their regulation all over us, and it's starting to rot away at this cryptocurrency space because, when I looked into Hydra Hash and I was thinking about possibly participating in my first ICO, not that I even really believe in it, but I seen that it could be an opportunity to make some money. And of course, I'm all about making some money to make life a little bit easier for me and Samantha and our son, little Eugene. I can't even do it. Because why? Because I'm not a rich person. Screw them, right? They're
$200,000 in 3 months or something.
Yeah, or have $1 million or show paperwork and all of this stuff in order to invest.
Real rich, like so, what?
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at we might live off $30,000 or $35,000 a year. We keep our costs very low. We keep our things minimal, but we have lots of free time to spend with each other. We have lots of love in our heart for each other, and money can't buy everything, right?
We have Vention. Always having the answers. When Tech Lord was saying it's the Intercontinental Exchange, the owner of the New York Stock Exchange, has announced that it will list a physically. All right,
guys, you all right?
It'll list a physically settled Bitcoin futures contract and form a new company. So it will.
Awesome. All right. So, I mean, what did I think? What do I got going on this morning? As you can see by the title, it's, are we going to see any price action here in August? I think when it comes to cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, the price is going to be pretty volatile. I mean, getting credited investors, I think, is probably only going to make the situation a little worse because it's just going to be a lot more money trying to get the price to go up and down and up and down so they can buy at the bottom, sell at the top. We know that rich people know how to make these markets sway in their favor. We see that they got the money to go out there and throw at producing FUD news and things like that and paying, Twitter people and YouTube people to get out there and say what they need said to get what they want done. I think that we're really going to see some good adoption of cryptocurrency when we get this Lightning Network up and going. I think because once we get the Lightning Network up and going, I think that we'll see some price stabilization. I think some price stabilization is what the merchants really want. And then because, I mean, who wants to get paid in some, who wants to get paid in some Bitcoin and then find out that, merchants aren't necessarily making a lot of money. What is their profit margin? Well, I mean, cryptocurrency could lose their profit margin overnight or in a week. So, the ways that they are now with BitPay and stuff like that, they're actually just getting cash. You know, they're accepting the cryptocurrency, and that company that they're receiving it from is pretty much just settling with them with cash. We want to see merchants actually getting Bitcoin and holding Bitcoin, because they're not really concerned that the price is going to go skyrocketing up and or down. So I believe that this is going to happen with the Lightning Network. The more nodes we can get on there, the more people we can get opening channels, the more adoption we can get of this Lightning Network will bring stabilization, because then merchants are going to be holding it. Then people will be paying for stuff with it. There'll be commerce. People will want one Satoshi to equal one Satoshi.
Crypto Roger is saying metals are up today. We have
Nice.
Doc Gunslinger saying DJB has been around since 2013. Do you see it as a nice day-to-day transaction coin?
Digibytes?
Yeah.
I know Digibytes has been around for a while. That's one of those ones that everyone keeps saying is undervalued. I had seen them getting pumped big time by a lot of YouTubers back in that, you know, November, December area. And then it seemed like the news had kind of died off on it a bit. Now I'm starting to see it get picked up again. I just don't want to see somebody investing too heavily on the way up just for it to dump and get left holding the bags. That's why I always, you know, say things like 90% Bitcoin, 10% altcoins, knowing that you're kind of gambling, just hoping to make a little bit of extra money. I mean, we all got.
I have a creepy spider on my foot.
They're attacking us today.
Yeah, this is awesome. Okay.
Sorry for the delay. All right. So
I did not pull a girl. I just kind of shook it off.
All right. But I mean, when it comes to this kind of stuff, you got to be careful. I mean, I know that they got a nice community. I think that they were, I'm not 100% versed in Digibyte, but I thought they were building a platform for investments and creating stuff on top of it. Maybe it'll develop, maybe it won't. You know, you'd have to really dig into it. You have to find good fundamental reasons for you to believe in it so that you can hold strong if there is downturns in the market. But like I said, there's what, 1,700 coins out there now?
Yeah.
They're not, I mean.
It's ridiculous.
It's real hard to say which ones are going to last for the long term because, I mean, we don't need that many cryptocurrencies.
That's a hawk.
You know, we don't need that many cryptocurrencies. A lot of people, you know, a lot of these ICOs, you know, go bad. A lot of them are cash grabs. It's going to be what it's going to be out there. You got to be just be careful.
They're not moving. Whatever.
You're distracting today, Samantha.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, turkeys.
All right. So what else we got going on in that chat, Sam?
We have Stephen McCoy asking, is Ethereum good in your opinion?
I used to be a very hardcore Bitcoin maximalist. I didn't necessarily believe that any other cryptocurrency had a place or a space out here. But, you know, everybody's wrong at times. You know, I kind of changed my opinion on some of these. I don't think Ethereum is the greatest cryptocurrency because to me, I actually see that the only true value on Ethereum is the fact that they can run all these ICOs, and a lot of these ICOs are scams. But I mean, it was what, 10 cents at the ICO. When I came in, Ethereum was like $7. And I mean, now look at the price and we've seen it up to $1,000. It doesn't seem like Ethereum's going anywhere. But like I said the other day, I had a transaction that was out there for like 15 hours because I only paid a half a jwa or whatever. I ended up having to go back because they finally just canceled out. And I had to go back and pay like 2 jwas in order to get it to go through.
But we did have success.
You know, I had success after that. It's just, I mean, the fees are getting high. They're having the same problems that everybody complained about with Bitcoin. So, you know, are they really any better, or are they just another avenue for scammers to get out there and scam you? And now that so many people are out there scamming you on it, that they're running into the same exact problem that Bitcoin has. Because when it comes down to cryptocurrency, the biggest overall problem is to fight centralization while still being able to scale. I mean, yes, EOS can perform more transaction than Visa and MasterCard, but at the same time, we're looking at there's only 21 block propagators out there, you know, running this stuff. And they're able to shut accounts down and do all this stuff. Well, I mean, the reason I believe in cryptocurrency and Bitcoin is because I'm a man of principles. I'm a man that wants to step away from what the U.S. government and, you know, the big businesses are doing to us because they want us to be slaves. You know, there's the 1%, the 99%. Well, the 1% want us working 6 days a week so they don't have to. You know, I say things all the time here to my family that I work so hard so they don't have to. They can enjoy life because I'm out here doing the hard work, taking care of everything. Well, it's the same thing. The 1% want us out there doing all the hard work so they can just sit back on the beaches drinking their margaritas all day. Well, they got Cabana Boys fanning them and bringing them grapes. So I don't really want to be doing that for them anymore. You know, I don't mind doing it for my family because I'm doing it for people inside my circle. Those people aren't inside my circle. They've never had my best interests at heart. You know, they wouldn't help me if I was down and needed a few dollars to get by. They just look at me and say, tough luck. Right?
Pick up a few more hours.
Yeah, pick up a few more hours. Minimum wage is going to go up 10 cents next year. Look forward to that.
Aren't you grateful?
I know. It's absurd. It's absurd that more people aren't upset about this situation of how we are manipulated. I mean, you know, whether it's controversial theories like the fluoride in the water that's making people dumb, or if it's something like that, they're just putting stuff in the food that's over processed. I know I drink well water, so I ain't got no fluoride. I grow some of my own food around here. I try not to eat food from Walmart. I mean, you know, I do my best to take care of my body. Maybe that's why my mind's a little more enlightened. Maybe I've just always been a bright person. I don't know.
Doc Gunslinger says, thank you for your response. Vengeance says, I'm a tough customer. I really don't like spiders, but, you know, I have to hold it together. I mean, you do not want to hear me scream.
I think we'd all have a good chuckle on the situation.
Vengeance said, eventually when adoption goes up and even with lightning, fees go up. The time may come when some alts could become useful. If you only had a few hundred and a fee is 50, you might want to use Litecoin.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying is that, I mean, if all these investors and hedge funds and everybody actually gets a grip on freaking what cryptocurrency is, they're going to want Bitcoin. They're going to buy up all the Bitcoin. The price of Bitcoin is going to shoot up. And what? I mean, a Satoshi could be worth $1 or more. Who's going to want to pay $1 to make a transaction? That's where these other altcoins that haven't jumped up in value, you know, maybe you'll end up in a situation where you're using an altcoin to pay the fees on the Bitcoin network because we built a different second tier solution or integrated something into Lightning. I mean, there's so many endless possibilities out there of which way cryptocurrencies could go. The key point is that we're looking at a money that the government's just not printing off whenever they feel like. We're looking at something where they're not able to go do backdoor deals and we don't know what they're doing with the money. I mean, do we really truly know how many US dollars is out there? I mean, they give us reports and they tell us numbers, but are we verifying? Have you went out there and actually gotten into the bank records and seen what they're doing? We've seen the housing crisis. We've seen the banks fall apart. I mean, I hate to say it, but I mean, it does feel like eventually down the road here at some point, these things are going to fall apart. And it's not that I'm some crazy prepper out in the woods with a bunker thinking that tomorrow the government's going to end. I'm just saying that, you know, I've lived half my life. I got another half to go. I've seen hard times for other countries. I just don't want to be caught off guard. Like I keep saying about stuff, I want to keep my eyes open to all the situations and I want to be prepared for anything that comes at me. So I do take a few precautions. I do keep a generator. I do keep some gas on hand. I do have the ability to produce some protein for myself and my family. You know, I do keep stored dry goods on hand enough to survive for 6 months or more, just because you can't run down to Walmart if things are working. You know, if the trucks aren't out there on the roads bringing the supplies, what's going to be at the Walmart? I mean, I see people that literally run out every other day to go buy their groceries. I mean, today's our day. Today's our supply day. We go out and we're going to go buy a whole month worth of supplies. You know, that's how we purchase things here.
Yep, we have new babies.
Yes, our incubators have been popping up. The eggs have been popping open. We got a bunch of
we need to get
quails.
more kibble.
So we got to go out and buy a bunch of bird feed and stuff like that and a few supplies. But we're also going to be doing some grocery shopping and all that. Samantha, you can't see her, but she's super excited.
They're
this was
so
one
cute.
of our first hatchings.
I didn't think we were going to get as many as we got. And we actually have both kinds because we have button quails and the cornix. And we've got button quails. I'm so happy. Okay. So, Vention says he envies your well. That he has to reverse osmosis system to get rid of the fluoride. Yeah. Like,
you know, and like when my brother came here to stay with me, he came from Chicago He
they don't drink. He was like, you don't have bottled water. Like he was like, we don't drink. Like, and it was like, no, we have well water.
Yeah, so he put the cup to the fridge and it came out nice and cold. He hit the next one and put a couple ice cubes in it and he tasted it and he told me that it tasted just like the Zephyr Hill spring water. He was saying that it was tasty, and I'm like, you see that blue thing over there? That's our well. That's where our water comes from. It's actually under the ground right here. It's probably filtered by a couple 100 feet of sand and soil.
Right. We have Stephen McCoy asking, when will the Lightning Network start in Bitcoin and Litecoin? Well, it already has.
Yeah, I mean, the Lightning Network has been going for a little while on Bitcoin. I mean, I hear a lot about the Litecoin network and development on it. I haven't heard too much about being able to access it through any wallets or anything like that. I haven't seen any images. I'm not like, I hold Litecoin. I try to pay attention to the news at hand. I know that Charlie Lee's out there. He's been getting back at it. He was receiving such hard criticism after he pretty much sold all of his Litecoin real close to the top. You know, hey, you can't predict those things. I'm not going to hold it against him. If he did sell it close to the top, way to go, man. Now he has enough funding so that he doesn't have to worry about money and he can get out there and work for principle. Because like I've said before, you know, it's hard to be a man of principle when your family's starving and your bills aren't paid. Well, I'm sure his bills are paid now. So now he can maybe get out there and be a man of integrity, which I'm not saying he wasn't before. But I mean, I see that he's out there really helping Litecoin. He's really promoting the community. He's really trying to help development. And yes, I mean, down the road in the future, the amazing things we're looking at is a Lightning Network that runs on Digibytes. They were one of the first to implement it. We are looking at Lightning Network on Litecoin. Anybody with this SHA-256, pretty much anybody that was a fork off of Bitcoin is going to be running this Lightning. And then we're going to be getting atomic swaps, so that'll be the way for decentralized exchanges to help, you know, transfer Bitcoin into Litecoin and all these other things. And then on top of that, there's going to be certain channels that are going to be able to help give you privacy. I mean, if Rootstock gets out there and starts going better, we might be looking at smart contracts as another secondary platform on Bitcoin that are going to be out there, you know, bringing the stuff that we see from Ethereum. And not that I'm saying ICOs, all right? They've left a real bad taste in my mouth because I have heard from so many people how they've gotten ripped off from those ICOs. I mean, yes, it's a new way to invest. Yes, it's a good way to get out there and build up some capital if you've got a good project. And, you know, I wish them the best of luck. I just know that that's not really what I'm into. But what they're going to be able to do is they're going to be helping to eliminate middlemen. And middlemen bother me because middlemen are men that are out there not doing a damn thing, trying to get their pockets fat off, sitting in office, paper pushing, red taping it, making it harder on you, throwing in extra regulations and laws. A good example is that here in Florida, we're about to come up on saw palmetto berry harvesting season. It only runs for like, I don't know, 6 to 8 weeks. And they use it to make like prostate medication and things like that, homeopathic. Yeah. And here in Florida, a lot of people that don't have a ton of money or are, you know, struggling with housing and stuff like that, they go out into the woods and they start collecting these things. I mean, they can go anywhere from 50 cents to $1.36 a pound. It's real easy to go out there and make a couple $100 in a day. It's hard work. I've done it myself. I've done it the last couple of years. It's a nice way to make some extra cash flow. This year, you got to go out and you got to file for permits. You got to do all of this stuff. You got to say where you're going to be picking them. You got to say, because they want to bring regulation. I mean, it doesn't cost you anything for the permit, but it's a way for them to stifle the people that are out there. They're not happy that they saw a lot of Spanish people out there, you know, parked on the side of the road with their entire family, you know, taking these berries off of the edge of the road, which could be government or personal property without any kind of permission. I don't see where it's hurting anybody. As long as you're not pushing deep into the Ocala National Forest here, trying to take these, you know, palmetto berries from a conservational area. The side of the road is cluttered with garbage. I mean, what does it matter if you're out there picking some berries to help feed your family and take care of some bills, especially school is about to be starting up here in a couple of weeks. I'm, you know, on my Facebook, I'm joined some of these people's groups and things like that. They just post about how they do this with their families to get extra school money. Clothes are expensive. And I'm sure if you guys got kids out there, you know, the older they get, the more expensive these clothes get. There is no going to Walmart and JCPenney's once they hit 14. You definitely have to order everything like I mean, I'm at Hot Topic and Zoomies and all these other places and ordering offline, but I mean, my child is a very unique individual, just like I was, so I can't say much about that. Anything else in the chat, Samantha?
Not really. We have Tech Lord saying that he uses Lightning Network every day. It rocks. Yep.
Boom. Getting out there, that's the best thing you can be doing to help. I mean, everybody has to find their space and niche in this. And if you're just out there, you know, in the Lightning Network, you're doing something. You know, not everybody's out there. And I mean, once you can go ahead and get some Bitcoin locked up in a channel and you start creating passive income through it, man, my head starts swimming with those ideals. So, all right. Go ahead, pile up some questions in the chat. Go ahead, pile up some of your last comments. I'm going to run through these end spiels here to see, you know, get my promotional stuff out. Then I'll stop back in there and see what's going on right before I wrap up this show, you guys. All right. So the first one I got to get out there and I got to promote. I've been seeing some donations to it, and I'm super thankful. Samantha is real cheerful about this one. We think that it might actually come through. All right. And I don't want you guys to think that I'm out here begging for money. This is not like, I'm not crypto out in here asking you to make my car payment or rent payment or buy my girlfriend sushi or nothing. I'm just asking you to see if you can't donate a little bit of cryptocurrency to this tally account so that we can get out there and go promote Bitcoin at Electric Daisy Carnival in Orlando at Tinker Field. I think it's going to work. I think it'll be great. I think that if I could also get Samantha to do some wonderful recording, I mean, she has a very nice cell phone, so I think that we could get some nice images from that. Somebody was saying that the pictures would be cool. No, I want to bring you video. I want to record me actually talking to people, some of my elevator pitches that I might be trying out. I'm working here behind the scenes. I started mocking up a flyer already on that I'd like to give out. A lot of bright colors. I'm trying to get about $600 together. It's a little over $200 each for our tickets. We're going to need fuel to get there and back. It's a 2-day event, and it's kind of far away, about half the state away. And we got to print up these flyers. I would like to make them colorful. Part of Electric Daisy Carnival is that it is very bright, it's very intense, very loud. So I think a black and white flyer wouldn't do as well as a flyer with color. That's going to cost a little bit extra. Sorry, guys, but I think it'll do better. I will not be giving out any cryptocurrency to anybody. I do not believe that that is a good idea. A lot of times when people aren't 100% invested in cryptocurrency or have a good cryptocurrency education, they're willing to delete the app if they have under $1 on it without them understanding. Then we're throwing cryptocurrency into the ether to never be returned again. I definitely do not want to take part in any of that whatsoever. Besides that, I got donational addresses, affiliation codes, all that good stuff, and a lot of tools down there to help you figure out what's going on in these cryptocurrency market. I got a link to help you get over there onto the Lightning mainnet and start, you know, seeing who got stores and merchants and all of this good stuff. Bad Bitcoins to help you avoid scams. I don't know, wallets, exchanges, Coinbase, Abra. If you got questions, please hit me up at the help desk. It's eugeneforest20@gmail.com. You know, one of the best things you can do, though, is if you're not already, is you got to get over to Steam, right? You got to sign up. You got to get you an account. You got to stop posting on Facebook. Start posting on Steam. See if you can't earn yourself some extra cryptocurrency. And while you're there, you can get my post and upvote. That's one of the best ways you can help me out without taking money out of your pocket. And if you comment down below, I'll give you a little bit. I know it's not much. It's only 2 cents. But hey, that's why they got faucets, and they add up. All right, Samantha, we got anybody else adding anything else to this chat? Anybody got any questions?
Nope.
Nothing at all?
No, we have Bitcoin Crypto News Education. Say have a great day, all. Thanks for coming out. And it's starting to rain.
It's just a little sprinkle. I can hold up for a second. He's got a nice show coming out on the 20th. You got to check that out on Facebook. All right, you guys. I really appreciate you guys coming out here. Thanks for joining me for a cup of coffee. But remember, keep your BTC safe.
Bye, everyone.